In previous lesson, we've added our validation to post new POC request. And in this lesson, we're gonna add this validation to our put request. So we can copy this array. See this array, we're gonna copy it and go down here to our put request like this. And in this place between the route name and the async function, we're gonna paste our array like this. And we're gonna just add some changes. The first, for book name, instead of making not empty, we're gonna make it optional. Because we are updating the POC, not creating a new one. So it will take the old name from database. For example, what if you want only to update the price or the count in stock or the image? For this, we're gonna make our book name is optional. And no need to this message here. We're gonna just add the length and the message for the length. Oops, we got here an error. The min must be 5. Sorry for this. The min must be 5, not 2. Let's fix it at the top here also. Sorry for this mistake. Now we're gonna make those changes to other body element. For example, here also, instead of not empty, we're gonna make it optional and remove this message. And here also optional and remove this message. And finally, here also is optional and remove this message. And let's remove this comma because we'll have a syntax error. Now we're done with the body. But if you have a look here, you're gonna see another difference between the put request and post request. And this difference is this ID. In updating, you need to pass the ID, but you don't send the ID in the body. We send it as a param here. So how to add validation for params is Express Validator library allow us to validate also the params? Of course, it allows. So if you go up here, you can add a third import called param to validate the params. So you can import it and go down here inside the put request. And instead of typing body.id, you're gonna just type param with ID, and it's gonna be .mongo is mongo ID with message invalid book ID. Invalid book ID. And don't forget to add a comma here. Now let's press save. Now our last step is to add our validation result in our route. So we can copy it from the post request. It's the same. So let's go up here and copy this function with this if statement. So let's copy it. And let's go down and paste it here. And let's format our document. Now let's press save and go and test our update request. So here let's go to our postman. Let's try to update this POC with a valid ID. Make sure you get the valid ID from the POC list. Let's try to make the count in stock is 1.6 and press send. Look, we got here a validation error. Let's try to make it, for example, 0. We got also here the error. Let's make it 100. And let's try to add not valid ID. So let's try to remove 2 numbers from the ID param, and let's try to press send. Look, we got here bad request with errors, invalid book ID. Now, next lesson, we're gonna refactor our code because this code looks not good. So next lesson, we're gonna refactor it and move this middleware inside another file.